Today on Hiring Haven, we are going deep into 10 affordable countries where Americans can realistically start over in 2026. And when I say start over, I do not mean running away from your problems. I mean making a deliberate, strategic, adult decision to redesign your life on your own terms. We are going to cover cost of living, healthcare quality, safety, visa options, and which type of person each country actually fits. Because not every destination is right for every person, and I want this to be genuinely useful to you. Before we get into the list, let us spend 60 seconds understanding why this conversation is even necessary. The United States remains one of the most expensive countries on Earth to maintain a middle-class lifestyle. Inflation has reshaped what your dollar buys. Healthcare costs continue to climb in ways that make financial planning feel almost impossible. Rent in major American cities has doubled in many markets over the past decade. And for people who are approaching retirement, navigating a career change, or simply exhausted by the financial pressure of keeping up, the idea of stretching your income across a more affordable economy is not a fantasy anymore. It is a legitimate financial strategy being pursued by millions of Americans right now. So let us look at where they are going and why. Country number 1 is Portugal, and there is a reason this small Atlantic nation has been dominating relocation conversations for the past several years. Portugal offers something rare: Western European quality of life at a cost that makes most Americans do a double take when they first run the numbers. A couple can live comfortably in cities like Porto or the Algarve region for between $2,000 and $3,000 per month, including rent, groceries, dining out, and entertainment. That same lifestyle in San Francisco or New York would require $6,000 to $8,000 minimum. On healthcare, Portugal has a public health system that is genuinely functional, and private health insurance for expats typically runs between $100 and $200 per month. The quality of private hospitals in Lisbon and Porto is high by any international standard. On safety, Portugal consistently ranks among the top 10 safest countries in the world on the Global Peace Index. Walking around Lisbon at night feels nothing like walking around a major American city. Now the visa situation for Portugal has gone through some changes. The famous Golden Visa program has been restructured, but Portugal still offers a digital nomad visa and a passive income visa for people who can show sufficient monthly income, typically around €1,300 per month for a single person. The process involves paperwork and patience, but it is absolutely navigable. Portugal is best suited for people who appreciate culture, history, good food, and a relaxed pace of life. If you are someone who values a European aesthetic, wants proximity to the rest of Europe for travel, and does not mind slower bureaucracy in exchange for genuine quality of life, Portugal may be your answer. Country number 2 is Thailand. If Portugal is for the culture lover, Thailand is for the person who wants maximum lifestyle value per dollar spent. Chiang Mai in northern Thailand has long been a hub for expats and remote workers, and for very good reason. A comfortable life in Chiang Mai, including a nice apartment, food, transportation, and leisure, can cost as little as $1,200 to $1,800 per month. In Bangkok, which is a world-class city by any measure, you might spend closer to $2,000 to live well. That is still dramatically less than almost any major American metropolitan area. Healthcare in Thailand is outstanding for the region and for the price. Private hospitals in Bangkok like Bumrungrad International Hospital are accredited to international standards and attract medical tourists from around the world specifically because the quality is high and the cost is a fraction of American prices. A doctor visit at a top private hospital might cost you $30. A complex surgery that would bankrupt you in the United States might cost 10 to 20% of the American price in Bangkok. Safety in Thailand is generally good for expats, with the normal cautions that apply to any country. The biggest challenge Thailand presents for Americans is the visa situation. Thailand does not currently have an easy long-term visa pathway for most people. though it has introduced a long-term resident visa program for certain categories, including retirees over 50, with pension income and remote workers who meet income thresholds. It requires some planning and periodic renewal strategy if you do not qualify for the LTR. Thailand is ideal for adventurous types, retirees who love warm weather and excellent food, and remote workers who want a high-quality lifestyle on a modest income. Country number 3 is Mexico, and this one deserves more credit than it typically gets in these conversations because of the unfair reputation it carries in American media. Mexico is an enormous country with dramatically different regions, cultures, and safety profiles. Cities like Mérida in the Yucatan have been ranked among the safest cities in all of North America. San Miguel de Allende attracts tens of thousands of American retirees and creatives who enjoy colonial architecture, vibrant art scenes, and a deeply established expat community. Cost of living in Mexico ranges widely by location. In cities popular with expats, expect to spend between $1,500 and $2,500 per month for a comfortable lifestyle. That number can drop significantly if you move to a smaller town or less touristy area. Healthcare in Mexico is a real advantage. Many American expats choose to pay out of pocket for private medical care and still spend dramatically less than they would with American insurance premiums. The quality of private medical care in major Mexican cities is solid, and Mexico is a leading destination for dental tourism and elective procedures. Visa-wise, Mexico is one of the most accessible countries on this list. Americans can stay for up to 180 days as tourists, and obtaining a temporary or permanent resident visa is relatively straightforward, especially if you can demonstrate consistent income or retirement savings. Mexico is the right fit for people who want to stay close to the United States, want easy access for family visits, and value warm culture, great food, and a lifestyle that does not require a dramatic adjustment period. Country number 4 is Vietnam, and this is the country that tends to generate the most shock when people first see the numbers. It is genuinely possible to live a comfortable expat life in cities like Hanoi or Da Nang for $800 to $1,400 per month. Ho Chi Minh City, the largest and most dynamic city, might run closer to $1,500 to $2,000 if you want a nice apartment and a more active social life. But even at the top of that range, Vietnam is astonishing value. The food scene alone is worth a conversation. Vietnamese cuisine is celebrated globally, and eating out at local restaurants can cost you $1 to $3 per meal. Healthcare in Vietnam has improved significantly in recent years, and international hospitals in major cities provide good quality care. Many expats purchase international health insurance for major procedures and rely on local private clinics for day-to-day needs. Vietnam does not currently offer a formal long-term nomad or retirement visa, which is the primary challenge. Most expats navigate this through tourist visa extensions, business visas, or enrolling in local language courses. The situation is evolving, and Vietnam has been making moves toward a more structured long-term visa program, so this space is worth watching. Vietnam fits people who are truly adventurous, comfortable with some bureaucratic uncertainty, and excited by a country that is growing and changing rapidly. Country number 5 is Georgia, and I am talking about the country in the Caucasus region, not the American state. Georgia may be the most underrated country on this entire list. The capital city Tbilisi is genuinely one of the most interesting cities you have never heard about. It has a unique culture that blends Eastern European, Middle Eastern, and its own distinct Georgian identity. The old town of Tbilisi is extraordinarily beautiful. The food is remarkable, and the wine culture is considered one of the oldest in the world. Cost of living in Georgia is remarkably low. A couple can live very well in Tbilisi for $1,200 to $2,000 per month. Rent for a nice apartment in the city center can be as low as $400 to $600. Healthcare is improving, with private clinics in Tbilisi providing solid care at very low prices. For serious medical needs, some expats travel to Turkey, which is very accessible. Here is where Georgia becomes extremely interesting from a visa standpoint. Americans can enter Georgia and stay for up to 1 full year without a visa. 1 year. That is unmatched on this list. It gives you enormous time to decide if the country suits you before committing to any formal residency process. Georgia is perfect for the curious, independent person who wants to experience a genuinely off-the-beaten-path destination without sacrificing city amenities. It is also excellent for remote workers due to its relatively good internet infrastructure in urban areas. Country number 6 is the Philippines, and this is a country that holds a particular appeal for American expats because of its deep cultural connections to the United States. English is widely spoken throughout the Philippines, the legal system has American influences, and the culture has significant Western familiarity. This makes the adjustment period much shorter for many Americans. Cost of living in the Philippines can be very low. In cities like Cebu or Dumaguete, a comfortable lifestyle costs between $1,000 and $2,000 per month. In Manila, it will be somewhat higher. Healthcare is solid in major urban centers, with many Filipino doctors having trained internationally. The country also offers the Special Resident Retiree Visa, one of the more formalized and accessible retirement visa programs in Southeast Asia. Requirements include meeting an age threshold and depositing a certain amount into a Philippine bank account, and the program has been quite popular with American retirees for decades. Safety varies significantly by region in the Philippines, which is important to research carefully before choosing a specific location. The country is best suited for retirees who value English language comfort, beach lifestyle, a strong sense of community, and genuine warmth from locals. Country number 7 is Poland. Poland might surprise you on a list like this, and it deserves serious attention, particularly for professionals and families. Warsaw and Krakow are sophisticated, modern European cities with excellent infrastructure, outstanding food scenes, and growing international business communities. Cost of living is significantly lower than Western Europe. A comfortable lifestyle in Krakow might cost between $1,800 and $2,800 per month, which is very competitive by European standards. Poland has a public healthcare system, and private healthcare is available at very reasonable prices compared to the United States. Safety in Poland is high across most of the country. From a visa perspective, Poland is part of the European Union's Schengen area, which means a Polish residency opens travel access across most of Europe. Poland has been working to attract skilled workers and entrepreneurs, and there are visa pathways available. This country is ideal for professionals, tech workers, families who want European education systems for their children, and people who want a culturally rich European lifestyle without Western European price tags. Country number 8 is Malaysia. And this country checks an extraordinary number of boxes for American expats. Kuala Lumpur is a genuinely world-class city with incredible food, modern infrastructure, high-quality private healthcare, and a cosmopolitan lifestyle. Malaysia also offers the Malaysia My Second Home program, known as MM2H, which is specifically designed to attract long-term foreign residents. It requires meeting certain financial criteria, but provides a long-duration visa that makes planning much easier. Cost of living in Kuala Lumpur is very reasonable by the standards of a major international city. A couple can live comfortably for $2,000 to $3,000 per month, including a nice apartment, regular dining out, and entertainment. Healthcare in Malaysia is outstanding. Private hospitals in Kuala Lumpur consistently rank among the best in Asia, and the cost of medical care is a fraction of American prices. Malaysia suits people who want a major city experience with modern infrastructure, warm weather year-round, an English-friendly environment, and access to excellent healthcare. Country number 9 is Albania, and this is the dark horse of this entire list. Albania is one of the fastest-growing travel and relocation destinations in Europe right now, and very few people are talking about it yet. The Albanian Riviera along the Ionian Sea coast is genuinely stunning, with crystal clear water, mountains dropping into the ocean, and villages that feel like they were untouched by mass tourism because until recently, they largely were. Tirana, the capital, is developing rapidly and has a young, energetic population. Cost of living in Albania is among the lowest in Europe. A comfortable lifestyle in Tirana or a coastal town might cost between $1,000 and $1,800 per month. Healthcare is improving but still relatively limited in rural areas. So many expats in Albania plan for medical travel to nearby Italy or Greece for serious needs. Albania does not yet have a formal long-term digital nomad visa, but it has been discussed, and Americans can currently stay for up to 1 year without a visa, similar to Georgia. The country is applying for EU membership, which will likely change its landscape significantly over the next decade. Albania suits the genuinely adventurous type who wants to get into a destination early, before it becomes expensive and crowded, someone who sees opportunity in an emerging market. Country number 10 is Paraguay. And this one is on the list specifically because it offers something that very few countries in the world can match. It is one of the easiest and most affordable countries in the world to obtain permanent residency and even citizenship on an accelerated timeline. Paraguay is a landlocked country in South America with a very low cost of living. Asuncion, the capital, offers comfortable living for well under $2,000 per month for a couple. Paraguay does not have the same international name recognition as some other destinations, and its infrastructure is still developing. But the residency and tax advantages attract a very specific type of person: the financially strategic individual who wants legal residency in a country that has a territorial tax system, meaning it only taxes income earned within Paraguay, not foreign income. For remote workers and retirees with foreign income sources, this is a significant advantage. Healthcare in Asuncion is acceptable through private providers. Paraguay fits the strategic-minded person who prioritizes financial efficiency, residency optionality, and long-term flexibility over lifestyle prestige. Now let us talk about the practical steps you can actually take starting today. Step 1. Run your own numbers. Before you romanticize any destination, build an honest monthly budget. Use platforms like Numbeo and Expatistan to compare your current spending against the actual cost of living in the cities you are considering. Be honest about your lifestyle expectations. Step 2. Research the specific visa pathway that applies to you. Your situation, whether you are a remote worker, retiree, entrepreneur, or passive income earner, determines which visa options are available to you. Each country has different income thresholds, financial documentation requirements, and application processes. Start with official government immigration websites and supplement with expat forums and recently published guides. Step 3. Make a short-term exploratory trip before committing to anything. Spend at least 1 to 3 months in a destination before signing any long-term leases or initiating a formal residency application. Things like neighborhood noise, internet reliability, climate tolerance, and social integration are impossible to fully evaluate from a distance. Step 4. Get your professional documentation in order. If you are planning to work remotely or continue your career internationally, your resume needs to reflect international standards. This is not a small thing. Many international employers and even visa applications for certain categories look at your professional profile and work history carefully. I recommend using KickResume and Resume.io, both linked below in the description, to build internationally polished, professional resumes that work across borders. These tools understand formatting norms and professional language expectations for international audiences, and they are absolutely worth the investment if you are serious about this. Step 5. Connect with the expat community in your target destination before you move. Facebook groups, Reddit threads, and in-person expat meetups are genuinely valuable. People who have already made the move will share information about local bureaucracy, neighborhood recommendations, trusted service providers, and practical realities that no travel blog will tell you. Step 6. Address your tax obligations as an American. This is critically important and often overlooked. The United States is one of only 2 countries in the world that taxes its citizens on worldwide income regardless of where they live. This means even if you move abroad, you still have U.S. tax filing obligations. Speak with a tax professional who specializes in expat taxation before you move. Understanding the foreign earned income exclusion, tax treaties, and FBAR requirements is non-negotiable if you want to do this properly. Here is the bigger picture I want to leave you with. The idea that you have to accept the financial grind as the only way to live your life in 2026 is simply not true anymore. Technology has untethered income from geography for millions of people. Remote work, digital businesses, international pensions, and investment income can follow you anywhere in the world. And the countries on this list are not consolation prizes. They are real places with rich cultures, warm communities, stunning landscapes, and genuine quality of life that in many ways outperforms what you can access in the United States for the same or greater cost. The people who are making these moves are not dreamers without plans. They are researchers, planners, and calculated risk takers who decided that their circumstances were not fixed by geography. You have more options than you may have realized, and the information to act on those options has never been more accessible. Whatever country sparked something in you during this video, let that be the starting point of a serious research process. Look up the visa requirements. Run the cost of living numbers. Book an exploratory trip. Talk to people who are already there. And when you are ready to put your best professional foot forward in an international job market or for a visa application, start with KickResume and Resume.io, both linked in the description below. This has been Hiring Haven. If this kind of content helps you think differently about your career, your lifestyle, and your financial future, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you do not miss what we cover next. The world is larger than most people let themselves believe, and your next chapter might be waiting somewhere you have not seriously considered yet. Go find it.